Hey, this is JoJo. You're tuned into Malcolm Music.
I'm watching Malcolm Music.
Stay right here. Mad love. I'm sure I asked you last time, but how many languages do you speak?
I'm going to teach you some French.
Okay, good.
We're going to have lots of language.
Oh, thank God, okay.
No, I speak but I've studied it. But it's like, as a European and an African,
Right.
both.
Wait, what is your African descent?
Nigerian.
Okay.
We must speak many languages.
See, you
That's
guys just have
obviously.
the leg up on us for real.
But you have Canadian descent. They're bilingual usually.
I know, but nobody ever taught me anything. Because I'm from Boston, I'm not from Canada. So.
Okay, yeah, I get it. I'm so excited, JoJo. How you been?
I've been great.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I remember the last time we were talking, because that was almost a year ago now.
Was it just a year?
I think so.
Okay, it was around the Tringle, right?
Yeah, Tringle, but a little after that.
Okay.
It was like it was like a Europe tour, and the album hadn't come out, but some of the songs were already out by the time.
Yes.
So now the album is out, and this is amazing. How are you feeling? The trajectory?
I love it. I mean, my journey is my own, you know what I mean? Like no one else can be like, oh yeah, I had that same journey. So you know what I mean? It's beautiful, and the fact that I have the privilege to travel the world and to bring this music around the world and to connect with fans is just unbelievable.
We're in Germany. It's the Mad Love tour. So I really, really, really love the album.
Thank you.
A lot of the songs really speak to me. I want to hear some of the stories about the conception of some of the songs. I think there's one song called Honest, and you're talking about how you're just owning it. You're a free-spirited person. You don't want to, you don't want to be binded somewhere. You need people to let go of what a good girl does. So explain sort of the backstory of that song.
Well, honestly, I was seeing this guy, and I was still seeing my ex, and somehow it came up, and he was like, I think the new guy was like, well, are you seeing anyone else? And I was like, yeah, I am, and maybe he didn't expect me to be honest, but if you ask me a question, I'm gonna give you an honest answer. So I think I felt judged from his reaction about that. And I went to the studio that night and I talked to my collaborators, and I was like, I'm really feeling like I want to get this off my chest. And that's where it came from. And then I was just thinking about how in a lot of Drake songs, for example, he talks about good girls versus bad girls. And I didn't really like that. I don't want to be limited to, am I a good girl or a bad girl? And yet at the same time, I have, in my song like this, I said, I'm a good girl, baby, tell me what you want. But that's kind of tongue-in-cheek because I'm talking about doing some bad things. So, it's just all, I am good, I'm bad, I'm other, I'm all of it,
You think it was a gender thing, that because you're a woman, you felt even more judged?
Yes.
And it was like a double standard?
Absolutely. Because I'm sure he was seeing other people too, you know what I mean? And by seeing, I mean sleeping with, let's be honest, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we hadn't had that conversation of, are we exclusive? And then when we do, I'll be totally yours, but I still had some unfinished business.
Because I've seen on your Instagram, I think the most recent post talked about woman power. So how does that relate and connect to just being independent as a female, owning your sexuality, not only living by one mold? Is that something that is dear to you, and a message that you try to convey also to your audience, that it's okay if you're liberated and if you're free and as long as you are conscious of what you're doing and you're confident?
Yeah, I think there's not one way for any woman or any man. So I think that, and also sexuality doesn't define who you are. It's fine if you're sexual, it's fine if you're asexual, you can be gay, straight, bi, you can not identify as any of those things. It's really all good to me, but I do want you to feel actualized and liberated in whoever you are. And that's a journey. So for me, I think I felt maybe we all go through periods of feeling shame of certain behaviors or certain desires or things like that. And I've just tried to rid myself of those feelings.
I think it's something super interesting about you because you started so young, and usually a lot of times when there's teenage superstars or singers, at one point there's like this butterfly rip off my clothes, like, Rolling Stone cover, yeah, like this, and you're like, this is me owning myself. They're like 19, and you know, and Miley Cyrus all have that moment, and maybe you had that moment, but you were lucky maybe for not that to be in the public light. I don't know, but yeah, I wanted to ask you, why did you never have this super sexual vibe magazine cover or whatever, where you're like, I need to let the people know?
I just didn't feel like I needed to let the people know I'm a grown woman, and also like what I do in my intimate moments is between me and whatever partner I'm with. So I don't know, I just didn't feel like, that doesn't make me feel comfortable to be like greased up on the cover of, or just, you know, and that probably would have been a way for me to get covers of magazines and things like that, being like, I'm ready to show my tits, you know what I mean? But that doesn't make me feel confident.
Don't you think it could have been maybe artistically liberating? Like, maybe because when you have less to lose or something, you're like, oh, whatever, you know, everybody's already seen me, so I can just talk as frivolous as I want, and I don't have to, oh, did I just say shit or whatever. Maybe could that have also been beneficial, or is that something where you still think, man, had I done this with 19, by now I could have done everything and nobody would ever give me the side eye, or is that
I don't really give a fuck if you're giving me the side eye. Like, that's you. You know, your opinion of me is really not my business. It's my opinion of myself.
Absolutely.
I still have to go home to my family and represent myself and still, you know, be a person as well as be an artist and a public person. But I felt like when I put out Marvin's Room, that was kind of a way that I could talk about being sexual and talk about, you know, the way that I speak, which involves curse words and things like that. And I could be liberated without having to like have sex on screen or something like that. And I think also because I know how I am in private and with my friends and with my lovers and stuff, I didn't feel like I needed to prove anything. Those who know me know me.
You've been on a Mad Love tour in the UK. It's your first stop again in Germany. Do you have any, I know you were in Cologne the last time, but you weren't in Munich, so it must have been, like for you to have, you know, go to all, do you actually, can you distinguish all the different German cities, or is it just like a whole big blur and you don't even know?
I don't get to really like touch base with the epicenter of these cities, really, so I don't really get to feel it. But last night I had a night off in Strasbourg, which is in France, but I know it's quite influenced by German.
German influence,
So that was really cool, and I got to feel that and also see like the meetings of the different cultures and stuff. But I honestly don't know the difference between like Cologne and Munich and you know, Hamburg and things like that, Berlin. So I desire to know these things, but I'm only here for like 5 minutes.
Well, speaking of Germany and German, when Michelle Williams, I had a conversation with her, she had that song When Jesus Say Yes, and we sang it in German. So I translated one of your songs in phonetic script to German. If you would like to do that.
Well, let me see.
Yeah, wait, I'll bring it.
That's incredible.
I tried to do apologies,
Okay.
but that would have been phonetically too challenging. We should take more classes, then I can teach you German. But so this is phonetically. So don't ever write in German like that. It's just so you could maybe be able to read it. So I will sing it for you.
Okay.
I'm not a singer, but it's like it's Get Out. It's like raus hier sofort, wir beide sind vorbei. Ist zu spät, du musst gehen, geh endlich fort. So I will do it slow, so you can catch up. So it's Get Out, obviously. So it's raus hier or raus hier.
Hold on. Raus?
Just say raus. It's like
raus.
Raus
hier.
Sofort. Wir beide sind vorbei.
Wir beide sind vorbei.
Ist zu spät.
Du musst gehen.
Geh endlich fort. Yes. Can you do it by yourself, maybe?
I'll try it.
Okay.
Raus hier, sofort. Wir
beide sind vorbei.
Ist zu spät. Du musst geh endlich fort.
Wow, it's amazing. That was great. Yeah, that was the exclusive German version
Something
of
else.
Get Out right now. Maybe we'll add it to your set list.
Yeah.
I've seen that your fans convinced you to do what's the song? I'll be right back. Paper Airplane.
Yes.
And are you are you big on your like unreleased catalog? Because
Yeah, I dig it.
these songs never really came out, so you don't really know what to do. You can't really make money off of that, but your
Right.
fans love them.
It's not about making money for me. If they want to hear something, it's exciting to do that in meet and greets, and we have that chance in the meet and greets to do things like that.
I'd love for you to do Keep On Forgetting to Forget About You. I really like that song.
I'm not warmed up, babe.
Not
gonna
on stage.
fool
maybe.
myself. Oh.
Not here. No, not here. Or Hollywood. I like Hollywood.
Oh yeah, I love Hollywood
It's
too.
a great song.
Thank you.
Great record.
I love those records, and the fact that they were leaked. I'm just kind of glad that people got to hear them.
You've been on the Mad Love tour, but before you were with Fifth Harmony on tour, the 727 tour.
Yeah.
How was that experience with this whole new generation, this new girl group? Probably you saw yourself in them. It was like, how was that?
It was really fun. I really like those girls. I love them actually. We had a great time. It was one of the most fun experiences I've had on tour because I was with girls around my age and we were just, talking shit and having fun. And I think that it was a great opportunity for me to introduce myself to some of the younger fans who had never heard of me before.
Were there any ego issues or like, I'm a veteran, I've been on the block way longer than you girls. Why should I go on your tour?
If there was, I wouldn't have taken the tour.
Yeah.
If I had a big ego, there's a lot of things I wouldn't do, but I don't.
Did you guys hang out a lot and go eat and stuff?
Yeah, every night.
So how was the dynamic? Like, could you have already seen that, now there's only 4 girls, obviously. Did you feel any of that? Yeah. So, is there like a particular event or story where you were thinking, man, this is my advice, or this is something where maybe you should, because you've been on the block longer, where you found out something about to that extent?
My advice is always just to stay in a spirit of gratitude and to understand how lucky we are to have the opportunity to live our dreams, and that you just want to keep that perspective in check whenever you feel a little too excited about yourself.
So you felt that was a necessary message for...
It's a necessary message for all of us.
For everybody. So now you're on your own tour. I want to talk about your album a little bit more, but before I'm going to dive into your album, I want to talk about like your first few records. And I follow you on Snapchat, and I always felt the same way. You were so young, but some of the lyrics that you were singing, it was crazy. So who wrote those songs, and were you actually in love at the time when you're like 13? And I don't like this, I can't even, like you were like fighting over a girl. I'm the only one anyway. So
right.
How was the songwriting process of like your first 2 records, and you were like 12 and 15?
Yeah, so the first record was written by mostly older men, obviously older, everyone was older than me at the time. And just from a very mature perspective, but I felt comfortable with that because I grew up singing soul music. So I was singing things like, Etta James talking about her car getting repossessed and, a man breaking her heart and, being in debt and things like that. So I liked singing about mature things. But no, I was not in love. I maybe thought I was in love when I was like 13. And then I had my first boyfriend when I was 14. So when I was recording my second album, I was in a relationship, and I thought that, of course you always think that it's gonna, be the one, and then you realize that was nothing. So I thought, I was just always mature, always thought I was grown.
No, because I loved, for example, How to Touch a Girl, but then I realized you were so young. So
I co-wrote that though.
So that was a real thing.
It was a real thing, but people don't believe me, but it was not sexual at all. I really just thought it was like how to get to a girl's heart.
Okay, so it wasn't about like anything physical.
It wasn't about any fondling, no.
You have talked about your work with Remy Ma.
Yeah.
I like the song that you guys did together. How was working with her? And I thought maybe you could have done a little more, maybe more urban songs. That's people, because I was like, oh, Remy Ma, JoJo, that's gonna be. So how was that experience? And maybe are you gonna work maybe on her project maybe in the future? Have you talked about that?
So I wrote Fab, and then when we were in the studio, I was just like, yeah, I would love another female presence on this record. And Remy was the first artist that came to mind. Now that she came back after her jail time, and now she's putting out new music and stuff. I just thought it would be perfect. I've always loved her since she debuted with Terror Squad with Lean Back. And I just, to the easy, M to the whiz, I just always thought she was dope. So we reached out, she loved the song, and she got on it. She sent me back her verse, and I thought it was dope. And as far as doing more urban stuff, I want to continue to move in that direction. I mean, urban music has inspired me since I was a little girl, and it's where I feel most comfortable.
Last time we talked about Ariana Grande and Tori Kelly, and I was like, and it was just me, I was just telling you, I feel personally, it was my opinion that they are really similar to what you have done already in the past. And I think you said that because that lane was already occupied, you decided to, I'm going to do something else because that's what I've been doing for so long, so let me just try and do something else. I think you were talking about The Good Thing and the dance records that you did. And then, I don't know, I thought maybe some of the tweets that you posted were directed towards that and people took it the wrong way.
Tori is actually a really good friend of mine, and I met Ariana not long ago.
Have you done the song finally with her?
No.
No.
And I met Ariana not long ago, and we had so much fun together and really showed each other a lot of love and respect. Those girls can sing their fucking asses off. Why would I shade them? That would be so weird.
Yeah.
That it makes no sense. They're extremely talented, nice girls. They deserve nothing but everything they want.
I talked to Dolla also.
Oh, dope! I love him.
And I told him that you wanted to work with him.
Yeah.
Have you been in talks with any people, like maybe Dolla or other people that you wanted to, that you're going to?
Yeah, we talked about it at the VMAs.
Oh, so is there something already for your album?
I'm not going to give you everything.
Well, something. Have you recorded something already?
I've been on the road the entire time.
Okay. So there's nothing you can you can reveal to us. I also wanted to ask you, while you were independent, you released so many albums, so many mixtapes, and how were you able to actually stem it and get the motivation and fund everything? Like, I loved All I Want Is Everything. That is like one of my most amazing, mixtapes, and the Love Joe EPs, and all the records that you put out at the time. The Andre song. How were you able to, for somebody that's an independent artist, to do all of that and make sure you're still in the limelight and you still give music and quality music to your audience?
I was really lucky that I have relationships with producers and co-writers to where they believed in me so much that they would oftentimes volunteer their services and give me their production. And if I wrote a song on my own, then it'd be between me and the producer, or if I wrote a song with another co-writer, then we would work out a deal, and I would always give credit, and I would always make sure that their name was out there as well in the credits, because I can't do this entirely by myself, so I want to make sure that other people have the recognition that they deserve. So it's just about relationships. I think that's where I was able to navigate that, because they believed in my future.
I think somebody who does it like that is Dawn Rashad.
Yes.
And you've worked with her a lot
my
in the
girl.
past. How's your relationship with her?
Oh, that's my girl. She celebrated my birthday with me just not long ago, and I
know you were in the Carrie Hilson video together.
Oh yeah.
With Faith Evans.
That's right. That's before we were really close.
Oh, okay.
And now I have such a great deal of respect for her, and just really admire the music that she puts out and the content and just everything. I love that woman.
As a final sort of thing, your album, are you going to move forward with this album? What can people look forward to? What are you 2007 has just begun, so what are some of the things that are on the horizon? What can people expect in the future? 2017
is a lot about touring, building up my touring base, and making sure that I can have a career in touring as long as I want, and also following through with this album. Everything in its right time. I don't want to jump on something prematurely, and we want to make sure that the setup is right internationally for the next single. So,
which will be?
I'm not telling you. You'll see soon.
Is it like you imagined it to be finally free from these shackles?
No, it's never how I imagined it to be.
Okay.
But it's always just how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
And I have some exciting visuals coming out that you'll see coming up really soon.
Final fan questions. What is your favorite drink like what is your favorite cocktail? What kind of answer that question?
My favorite cocktail. I love a good cocktail. So maybe like I've been really enjoying stuff with rum. So like an islandy type drink, like maybe rum and like passion fruit or like pineapple or something like that. But something that's crafted. Yes, something less basic than that. Moscow mules are cool, but I'm a little off that. Whiskey ginger ale is always good.
What, as a singer, what are you most proud of as a singer? That Pietro asked that question.
What am I most proud of as a singer? The way I'm learning my voice, the way that I am able to impart some of the things that I've learned onto other singers, like as far as warming up and warming down. Are you talking about as an actual singer or as like an artist?
Maybe you're proud of a certain, he's just said, what are you most proud of as a singer? Maybe you're like, oh, I love that performance, or I love that I'm able to do that, or I love that.
I love that I'm able to do something like Glory, for example, on my Love Joe mixtape. EP.
Which is amazing. That's with the Anita Baker?
Yeah, that's the last song on that. I'm thankful that I am able to do something like Glory and then also do something like Fab, you know what I mean? Where it's more kind of sing-talky and then it's like full-on gospel. It's just great that I have a fan base that can receive both.
I'm very excited for having talked to you. Finally, I want to give to you, because you're of French descent. So if you want to say your album in French, Mad Love.
How do you say
do you know, it's Amour Fou.
Amour Fou.
Yes.
Amour Fou.
That's Amour Fou. It's crazy love.
Crazy love. Amour Fou.
Amour Fou. Thank you so much. It was a great pleasure. I love you so much.
I love you, Rebecca. Thank you.
All we need is like a quick shout out. Hey JoJo fans, thank you for having watched my interview with JoJo. I think personally it was an amazing interview. I didn't really love the moment with, you know which moment I'm talking about, but I love her. She is so beautiful, graceful. It was so much fun. I'm so sorry that it took so long. I know I was quick to put out the other clips because the Remy Ma beef was happening and Donald Trump, so. But I actually moved, so I don't live in Germany anymore. I moved to a tropical island, which is in northern Africa, but politically belongs to Europe. I live in Canary Islands. So it took me forever. I had another interview with a French rap artist called MHD, which you can check out if you want to, because at the end of the video, we learned a little French. So if you want to continue, I'm going to revert you back to that video. He's massive in France, and also in Germany and Europe. However, this JoJo interview was... I mean, I was so excited. I was a little thick on something, you know. I've been eating a little bit, but it was great fun. I think, honestly, personally, and I've seen all of her interviews, I think that might be the best interview that she got out there. I love our interviews together. Even though we weren't as comfortable as the first time, I think I was able to ask good questions and got the best out of those 20 minutes. And there was a lot of gems and a lot of moments. I think that the fans are going to appreciate her talking about her unreleased music. About her sexuality and her sex appeal, her dating two guys at the same time. So I would really appreciate it if you would comment all your feedback. Please, every single person that watched this, comment and let me know what you think. Let me know where you're from. And I would love for you guys, if you speak any other language or anything, maybe you can say some of the words that you know. What is your descent? We talked about her Canadian descent. Maybe that is going to be my video question. What is your ethnic background? So I can see whether you've made it to the end of the video, or what are some cultures that interest you. As far as JoJo is concerned, if you see this, I love you so much. I adore your music, and everything that you do is inspiring to me, and I follow all of your moves. So thank you so much for taking the time, and thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned. I have other interviews out with Christina Milian, with Brandy. I have a new video with Brandy where she talked about her new album. It's very brief, but she did talk about it. Bryson Tiller, Tori Lanez, a brand new interview with Tori Lanez, Jeremiah. So I suggest you watch it. Please, 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 please subscribe to my channel. I want to finally have 3,000 subscribers. And share this video with all the JoJo fans out there. I think they're going to love it and enjoy it. Thank you so very much. And I appreciate feedback. And you guys can all message me. Feel free to send me like an Instagram DM or a Facebook message. Everything is below. And I respond like super quick. You know, I'm like, people be like, dang. But it's like, no, I really respond. So, thank you so much. And besitos, bisous, des bisous. Des bisous are kisses. Besitos, little kisses in Spanish. Thank you. That's it. Küsschen in German if you want to know.